Hi, my people. I'm Lamarr Townsend. I'm a psychic, a tarot reader, and an astrologer. And boy, do we have a lot to talk about in this video. If you would like your own personal reading from me, definitely check out my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. I am available for readings and I would love to read for you. This is my website, so once you reach this page, you know you're on the right page. You can scroll down, check out my other social media pages. You can read reviews from people who have purchased readings from me, and also check me out down here on Instagram and Facebook where I post as well. If you would like your own reading, check out the store section of my website. This is where you can go to view all the rates, services, products, classes, candles, and different types of things I do offer. I offer phone readings, email readings, video recorded readings where you send your questions via email, and I record myself doing your reading and then email you within 1 to 4 days or less the video link. I also do offer birth chart readings, compatibility birth chart readings, individual birth chart readings. I also offer candles, classes, past life readings, mediumship readings if you want to connect directly to the spiritual realm, and so much more. So if you'd be interested in any of these things, then definitely check out my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com, for all things spiritual. We have a lot to talk about with this Pluto in Aquarius transit. Pluto will be in Aquarius for quite a while, and I have some things I want to say. So, in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about the meaning of Pluto in Aquarius, what it means in terms of your zodiac sign. So definitely sit back and relax. Let's look at this article about Pluto in Aquarius from today.com. This is a reputable American news source. It says Pluto enters Aquarius on March 23rd. That's today, and astrologers say it's a big deal. It is a pretty big deal. This was uploaded yesterday on March 22nd, 2023, as you can see at 9:08 p.m. It says on March 23rd at 7:23 p.m. Eastern Time, Pluto, the largest known dwarf planet in our solar system, is switching signs for the first time since 2008. Think of everything that's happened since 2008. We had President Obama, the first black president, and we had so many things. We had so much advancements in technology since 2008. So this is a really big deal. A new cycle, a new era. It says, with that, a new 20-year cycle begins as Pluto, the planet that represents death, rebirth, and change in astrology, exits Capricorn and moves into Aquarius. Pluto takes 248 years to make its way through the zodiac sign. And hasn't been in this air sign, meaning it hasn't been in Pluto has not been in Aquarius since the late 1700s. It says here's the rundown of some of the major historical events that occurred the last time Pluto was in Aquarius from 1778 to 1798. It says the North American colonies and the Great Britain fought the War of Independence from 1775 to 1783. So back when Pluto went into Aquarius back in the 1700s, us in America, American soil, were fighting for independence from Great Britain. Wow. Uranus was first discovered in 1781. Uranus is the planet that rules Aquarius. Interesting. It also rules the 11th house in astrology, which is going to be important later. The French Revolution began in 1789. The Bill of Rights, which is connected to the United States, was ratified in 1791. So that was towards the latter period of Pluto and Aquarius back then. And it says the cotton gin was invented in 1793. All right. It says during this time, the evolutionary planet Uranus brought invention. Uranus does rule invention and autonomy to many. Here's what we can expect this time around. All right. So it says here, how long will Pluto be in Aquarius? It says Pluto moves through Aquarius from March 23rd until June 11th. So we'll have it in Aquarius from this month until June of this year. Then I think it retrogrades to Capricorn from June to January, which Capricorn and Aquarius have a lot in common, by the way. Keep that in mind moving forward. And then from January until September of 2024, Pluto will go back to Aquarius. I think from September to maybe November, it may retrograde back again to Capricorn or something like that. And then from November 2024 to March 2043, it'll be in Aquarius. So it says Pluto moves backwards through Capricorn, through retrograde motion into Capricorn. from June 11th to January 20th, 2024, and then from September 1st, 2024 to November 19th, 2024. So basically, we have Pluto in Aquarius transitioning, back and forth between. Basically, we have Pluto transitioning back and forth, all the way up until November of 2024 of next year, between Aquarius and Capricorn. Now, it's interesting to note that Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, but Aquarius is also co-ruled by Saturn. Saturn does deal with the past, career, professional destiny, the father side of the family. It also does deal with karma. It deals with debt. It deals with long-term health and things of this nature. It also deals with bones, the skin, the teeth. That's Saturn. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, so both Saturn and Aquarius, or both Capricorn and Aquarius, are ruled by Saturn, which means we have a whole energy of Saturn showing up here. Now, it's interesting because Pluto by itself is a planet that is very much about transformation, growth, evolution, change, not just in your personal life, but overall as a collective society. Think of Pluto as a generational kind of thing. For example, if you're Generation X, you're most likely born in the era of Pluto in Libra. If you're a generation millennial, if you're a millennial, you're most likely born in the generation of Pluto in Scorpio. If you are a Generation Z, you're most likely born in the generation of Pluto in Sagittarius. If you're born in the era, and these next two generations aren't as talked about enough. We mainly focus on Generation Z and millennials. But if you're born between, I think, the times of 2010 up until 2024, you're actually a Generation Alpha. So technically, we're transitioning from Generation Alpha into this new generation of Pluto and Aquarius, which is called Generation Beta. So any children born between the times of, I think, 2023 or 2024 or 2025, anywhere, in that time frame up until, I think, 2039, maybe 2040 or something like that, maybe 2044. If any children are born between those times, then these kids are known as Generation Beta. So we're coming into the Generation Beta generation. All right. Remember, Pluto deals with transformation, changes, evolution, and growth. All right. Pluto also does deal with pain, crisis, and things of that nature. Aquarius rules technology, social media, the internet. So expect to see major changes in technology, social media, the internet, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We're already seeing issues with TikTok right now. All right. Expect to see changes on those platforms. All right, and the way we utilize social media and technology as well. Aquarius also does deal with friends, acquaintances, social groups, social networking. So expect to see changes in your social groups. All right, the dynamics of social hierarchies and things of that nature. Aquarius also does deal with inventiveness, so new inventions definitely will be born during this Pluto and Aquarius generation, this Pluto and Aquarius era that we're entering. Aquarius deals with unexpected changes. So definitely during this Pluto and Aquarius, expect unexpected changes on a societal, on a collective level. Aquarius is about a level playing field. So apply that to every area of life you can think of, including politics. And that's the next 20 years with Pluto and Aquarius. Do you really want to be on the same playing field as everyone? How do you feel about that? Let me know in the comment section below. Pluto and Aquarius. Aquarius does deal with humanitarianism. It deals with giving back. All right. So a lot of us are going to be challenged to figure out our purpose in life and figure out how can we give back to society? How can we give back to the world in a way that makes sense for us, but also makes sense for them too. Pluto in Aquarius is going to push social media, push the internet, push technology to the forefront, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. A big theme we'll see is this thing of, living our kind of offline lives, but also living our online lives. And sometimes the two don't always coincide. Someone can be one way online, but a completely different way offline. Sometimes people have to be that way, right? We're coming into an era where, Aquarius also does deal with the unconventional way of doing things. Now, it's interesting because it's ruled by Saturn, which is kind of associated with tradition, but Uranus is associated with the unconventional, new ways of doing things. There's going to be a theme there of taking the wheel that's already been kind of created and reinventing the wheel, or just creating something completely new. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a new, social media platform that everyone hops on, or something like that. Or some new technology, even. You know, will we see a new hybrid or a new form of a computer or a laptop or a tablet or a phone? Because Aquarius also rules electricity. It rules astrology as well. So astrology can become widespread and popular. We could become an electrical type of society. Electric cars, solar panel. Solar energy. Everything is energy, right? Getting energy from the sun. So we'll most likely see a transition from utilizing gas to more so utilizing most likely electricity moving forward. Aquarius deals with activism. So we'll most likely see an increase in activism. All right. Aquarius deals with, once again, working within groups of people. So we're going to discover that communities of people, groups of people, working together rather than working as one is going to be a big theme moving forward. For so long in this world, it's been about self. It's been about, us versus others. But what we're going to come to realize during this Pluto and Aquarius is that we need other people to survive. We need each other to survive. All right? So, let's get into the zodiac signs and see what Pluto and Aquarius has for each of the zodiac signs, starting with none other than Pisces. Pisces, Pluto and Aquarius definitely brings with you a need to learn to set your boundaries, all right? Aquarius deals with socialization. It deals with social networking. It deals with working within groups of people. It deals with humanitarianism. But there's definitely going to need to be a balance between you learning to do for self and learning to do for others. And most importantly, putting yourself first. This also, Pluto and Aquarius will teach you like the need to not only set boundaries physically and verbally, but also spiritually, because Pisces, you're a sponge. You're ruled by Neptune. You're spiritual. You're tapped in a lot of ways. You're also creative. You're also someone that sees beyond the physical or what someone presents publicly. You see people a lot of times for their soul, their spirit. And it's most likely going to be easy for you to connect with people both offline and online during this Pluto and Aquarius transit. But what you'll learn is that not everyone is your friend. Not everyone is trustworthy. Not everyone is on the same path as you, Pisces. And you're going to need to learn to decipher who's good for you in your growth during this time and who is holding you back in a lot of ways. All right? This could put you in situations where you end up having to move, relocate, travel, go to a different job, move to a completely different career. But it's all for the best. Remembering that Pluto is about internal change, and then from there, external change comes. All right? So Pisces, it's going to be a good time for change in terms of changing, like, you're going to see a change in the people around you, and you're really going to see people for who they are and what they bring to the table in terms of your life. And, for some people, you may have to abandon ship. For others, it's like, okay, I'm down for the ride to see where this goes. All right? But at the end of the day, it's about setting boundaries with self and others. Period. All right? Moving on is Aquarius. Now, Aquarius, obviously Pluto deals with change, transformation, crisis, and things of this nature. Pluto and Aquarius, for you, Aquarius, is going to bring lots of change. Most importantly, change internally and then externally. All right? Pluto is going to bring a sense of really figuring out your purpose and how you connect with the world. All right? Pluto in Aquarius is going to bring about a sense of, definitely could bring about a sense of activism within you, like a need to be out there and fight for your rights or other people's rights that you love. But there also could be something where you may be pushed to kind of go inward rather than outward, external. All right? I'm going to be honest with you. Pluto in Aquarius is going to bring about change in a way that can feel painful at times, that can feel dark, that can feel bleak. And it may kind of tug on that Saturn part of you in the form of self-discipline and self-control. Self being the most important factor here, where, as an Aquarius, you're most likely used to having, like, people around you, or, having some sort of support group to turn to. But there may be moments during Pluto and Aquarius where the only person you can turn to is yourself or a higher power for the answers you seek. And that's okay. Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to make you stronger. And that's what's going to put you on the path of being the most useful in your purpose and the most useful in terms of contributing to society. Right? Now is not the time, Aquarius, is to sit on the sidelines. If you see something, like, do something. You're going to be called to do that. You're going to be pushed in new directions and new eras and new positions in your life and being surrounded by new people in your life, where it's like you're going to have to learn to either, like, accept that this is where you're meant to be, or you're going to have to go through a process of maybe some crisis or pain and then fight for that same position once again when the time comes around. But remember, that time, it's like you have to be prepared for opportunities, during this time. Because those opportunities may not come around for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, months or years if you're not careful. All right? Moving on. This also could bring lots of changes in terms of, like I said, your career, your long-term goals, your long-term health as well. You could be pushed to make changes in that way internally. All right? You could have been doing something for 5 or 10 years, but 5 or 10, 2 or 3 years later, it's like that thing may not resonate so much with you anymore as it did, and that's okay. Next is Pluto and Capricorn, or next is Capricorn, in terms of how Pluto and Aquarius will affect Capricorn. Capricorn, Pluto and Aquarius is definitely going to teach you to step outside your comfort zones. Networking is going to be important for you. Socializing is going to be important for you during this Pluto and Aquarius transit. Getting out of your comfort zones. Making things happen through other people. Once again, actually, like, seeking to make a difference in the world. This is what Pluto and Aquarius is going to challenge you to do. It's not enough to just do the same thing over and over. Work, come home, and, whatever you do in between. There's going to be a higher calling from Pluto and Aquarius to you. Alright? And you're going to need to find your space. You're going to need to find where you fit in that process. How can you better contribute to the world in a way that makes sense for you? But also, how can you step outside your comfort zones in a way that allows for growth allows for new opportunities to come in. When you're so used to saying or being the same thing, over and over and over as you've always been, it can be easy to get stuck in a rut. But Pluto in Aquarius is going to push you to get out of any ruts that you've been in, any stagnation. Pluto in Aquarius is going to blast that right on out. All right. Now you and Aquarius have a lot in common because once again you're ruled by Saturn, and Aquarius is also ruled by Saturn. So you do have that going for you, right? Where there's a little bit of familiarity. But if you know anything about Saturn, Saturn is a teacher as well, as much as Pluto is. All right, so there's lessons to be learned during this Pluto and Aquarius transit that you're not going to be able to get away from. All right, you're going to have to step outside your comfort zones, Capricorn, and you're going to be okay. All right, you have your wits about you. You have everything you need to be able to succeed in the world, in working with other people. Now's the time to network and connect with others to make your dreams happen. All right. Next is Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Pluto and Aquarius. Sagittarius, Pluto and Aquarius can be a good time for you in terms of change. By nature, Sagittarius people are people who, like their freedom. You like your freedom. You like the ability to come and go as you please. You like, the ability to travel and, not be so boxed in. And the good thing that with Pluto and Aquarius is that you'll have all that going for you. You'll have the ability to, try new things. Pluto and Aquarius will push you in new directions. Pluto and Aquarius will push you, into new environments with new people. But you've got to be prepared for those opportunities. The thing with good luck, in Sagittarius, you're ruled by Jupiter, which is the planet of good luck. So Sagittarius is by nature have some good luck to them. But the missing ingredient of good luck that people often forget is preparedness. You can have all the luck in the world, but if you're not prepared to receive the good luck you have bestowed upon you, you can block your blessings. And you may not know when that next good luck opportunity may come around. So, Sagittarius, whatever opportunities Pluto and Aquarius has for you, take advantage of them. All right. This can be a good time, for example, for you to invest in higher education, university, getting a degree. But it may not have to be a physical thing. Maybe you live, across the world or across the country, but you want to go to a school, in a different state or in a different part of the country or the world. Well, now, during Pluto and Aquarius, you may actually be able to get your degree fully online. Maybe something you have to seek out. But a lot of things that you want to accomplish most likely can be done online, can be done virtually, Sagittarius, during this Pluto and Aquarius transit. Which can be a good thing or a bad thing, because when you commit to something, you commit to something. So once again, the most important part for you, Sag, is showing up to your commitments. All right? Next is Scorpio. Ooh, Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, so this brings lots of change for Scorpio. But change you're familiar with. Change, for Scorpio, whatever changes Pluto and Aquarius, brings for you, it's most likely not anything you've been through before, or it's most likely things that it's like you've been through worse. All right. This most likely will bring lots of changes for you, Aquarius, in terms of your social groups, your friends, your social networks. It definitely will bring about a change in terms of how you operate and how you interact with social media, the internet, and technology at large. So Scorpios by nature are actually a bit reserved or a bit more observant rather than, kind of putting themselves out there. So in terms of how that plays a part in social media and the internet and technology, technology thrives off people constantly pouring content in their heart and soul into what they put out into the cybersphere. The most important thing to remember, though, is that Pluto in Aquarius is going to bring about a transformation and change internally, Scorpio. All right? So you're going to have to learn, because once again, we're moving into a new era where things are becoming less in person and more on screen. on our phones, our tablets, our computers, our TVs, right? And you're going to have to find that balance between your public self and your private self, Scorpio. And the balance between doing what you need to do publicly in order to contribute to the world, but also doing what you need to do privately to still keep a sense of yourself. All right? And having boundaries in that way and knowing it's okay. While everyone's doing A, you feel like doing B, your internal self is calling you to do B, do B. Even if people over, doing A are calling you out for doing B. It is what it is. Remember, internally it's all about that strength with Pluto. Alright? Next is none other than Libra. Libra, this brings about a really good time for you to expand your social network, to expand your friend group. But once again, remembering that not all friends are good friends. Not all additions to your life are good additions necessarily. But at the same time, we're entering a new era, Libra, where relationships transcend just the physical. The relationships we can see, feel, touch, or taste, or whatever it is. No pun intended. Relationships transcend beyond that. Once again, we have this Aquarius energy, so relationships can, permeate your social media, your internet life, it can permeate technology in some way, shape, or form, for the good or the bad. All right. It's kind of like the energy of back in the day, when you felt like you trusted someone, you would give them a key to your apartment. But now it's like you trust someone, you give them access to your social media, your Facebook, your internet, your Twitter, your this, your that. You really want to be careful of setting boundaries in that way. Not just physical boundaries, but also setting, obviously, spiritual boundaries, but also technological boundaries. All right? But at the same time, Pluto in Aquarius is going to teach you, Libra, that all forms of relationships are valid. So just because you can see, touch, or feel someone, or taste, or whatever it is, someone, doesn't mean that that relationship isn't valid and you still can't develop a closeness with that person. Now, keeping in mind that there is a separation between online and offline, all right? But at the same time, you can be just as close to someone via the phone, via texting, via, social media, as you can if they were physically in person in front of you. All right? It's all valid. At the end of the day, Libra, you're more of a one-on-one person, so the dichotomy with that is that, like, you're going to crave that, like, I want you here, I want you in person, like, I want to, be a part of the energy and feel your energy. Like, you're just that kind of person. But you will be exposed to different ways of connecting with others on a one-on-one level. Say you go to a virtual party and you meet someone at the virtual party and you connect one-on-one, online from there, and then from there you start talking on the phone, you start meeting in person. Like, it can be that kind of thing where it's like love stories from now on. Libra does deal with love and romance. It's like, how did you meet? Oh, we met online. That's going to be a norm. All right? So don't be surprised if that slowly becomes the norm for you, Libra, in terms of connecting with people. But also remembering that with Pluto and Aquarius, too much of a good thing, too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. All right? Not everyone is your friend. Remember that. Next is Virgo. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. It is associated with your work, your job, your daily routine, your approach to your health, your sense of self-improvement. Pluto in Aquarius for Virgo is definitely going to bring about a sense of unexpected changes, Virgo. Everything you've been used to, is most likely going to be flipped on its head. During Pluto in Aquarius, Virgo, you're going to have to learn to go with the flow. All right? You're going to have to learn to work with others and come out of your shell a bit. Virgos by nature can be very reserved, very, very shy, very much in your head. But Pluto in Aquarius is going to call for you to come out of that bubble. All right? Your bubble of comfort. There's going to be moments where you're going to be, challenged to speak your mind, challenged to accomplish certain tasks that you otherwise would not have realized you could do without the help of others, but also without the challenge itself. The push for you to step outside your comfort zones, right? This could bring about some self consciousness, Virgo. You may be prone to comparing yourself to others a lot during Miss Pluto and Aquarius, but the key is to just be yourself. That's what people will love you for. Is to learn to be yourself, but also be open to connecting with others, not being so closed off. You're not going to get much accomplished during this Pluto and Aquarius season for the next 20 years, Virgo. You're not going to get much accomplished by being closed off. All right? You got to open up to people. You got to relate to people. All right? It's not necessarily what you know, Virgo. It's who you know is the key. All right? Moving on to Leo is next. Leo, I'm not going to lie and say that this is going to be an easy time, because it most likely will not be. You will be challenged in the form of doing for self versus doing for others. You will be challenged in the form of Pluto and Aquarius most likely humbling you. You definitely want to be mindful of the way you present yourself via online matters, social media, the internet, technology, because Pluto in Aquarius is a time of public opinion. And public opinion, unfortunately, if you go against it too hard, can potentially get you shut down, can potentially get you demonetized, all right? Can potentially take your freedom away, or take your freedom of speech away, which you value a lot, Leo. All right, so you really want to be mindful of your P's and Q's during this Pluto and Aquarius, and at times it may feel like walking on eggshells. I have to be honest with you, Leo. This is because Leo is the polar opposite zodiac sign to Aquarius. So the actual polar opposite, Leo's ruled by the sun. The polar opposite to the sun is Uranus. All right? Remember, Uranus is about helping others, but the sun is about helping self first. So there's going to be a dichotomy in that way between you helping others and you helping yourself first. But there's also a thing here where people may call you out. All right? And it's going to be really important for you, Leo, to be self-aware during this time. All right? Because the things you're not aware of within yourself, people will call out about you or to your face, or just in general during this time. All right? So the collective at this time really plays a large role. And it's okay to be a contrarian to the collective, but at the same time, when you're too much of a contrarian, it can have some adverse effects. Not saying you have to change yourself or morph yourself to be other people or to be what you're not, what you really aren't. But it's going to be important, Leo, to be mindful of self and other people's perspectives moving forward. All right? Remembering that sometimes when you have too many enemies and you're powerful in your own right, sometimes, the collective energy can work against you if you're not careful. And I just don't want that to happen for you, Leo. Definitely be mindful of who you trust when it comes to working within groups of people, whether it be friends, work groups, or otherwise. And be okay with letting other people shine. Be okay with letting other people hang themselves, but basically be okay with not always being necessarily the center of attention or being the hero. All right. You're going to have to learn during this Pluto and Aquarius transit, Leo, to share the wealth, to share the success with others. And I'm going to be honest with you, at times it's going to feel difficult because that's just what Pluto brings. Sometimes it brings difficult moments that bring change, overall, but in the moment it can feel painful. All right, it can feel difficult. Next is Cancer. Cancer, all right. There can be a big factor of family here for you. A divide between the family in particular. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. Saturn does deal with the father side of the family. However, Saturn is the polar opposite of the moon, and the moon is the ruler of Cancer, the only zodiac sign ruled by the moon. The moon rules the family as well as the mother side of the family in particular, or the mother in particular. So there can be this opposition between mother and father in some way, shape, or form in your lives, Cancer, during Pluto and Aquarius. There can be opposition in terms of family or your emotions. You're definitely going to be challenged during this Pluto and Aquarius to emotionally do things or to emotionally participate in things that you may feel like at times you don't have the emotional capacity to do. But Pluto and Aquarius is going to push yourself to go past your comfort zones, but also to realize that, it's not all about you, unfortunately. Sometimes we've got to do things and we've got to kind of emotionally, what sort I want to use? We've got to emotionally find the strength and the courage within ourselves to do things not for ourselves, but for other people. One thing for me I can think of is like, and this is an example Spirit's putting on my mind for you, Cancer, is I'm not a big fan of funerals. They just make me depressed ever since I was a child. But sometimes, depending on who the funeral is for, it's not about you. You've got to go and show your support for that other person and the people that love that person as well. So just kind of keep that in mind. I know that's such a morbid, kind of thing. But, sometimes you're going to be challenged to do things not for yourself, but for others. And you're going to find your strength in that, Cancer. All right? Pluto in Aquarius is going to show you just how strong you are, but even more importantly, just how stronger you are than other people. All right. Next is Gemini. Gemini, if any of you are creative or if you have a talent for speaking or communicating in some way, shape, or form, now would be a really good time for you to utilize the inevitable boom in technology, social media, and the internet that will happen over these next 20 years during Pluto and Aquarius. So take advantage of social media, the Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, to maybe create your own platform where you can help teach others, but you can also learn yourself. And that's the key part for you, Gemini, during this Pluto and Aquarius, is that, you have the ability to teach others, but you also have the ability to learn from others as well. And your teachers may come from the most unlikely sources, all right? Now would be a good time during Pluto and Aquarius for you, Gemini, to socialize, to network. As a Gemini, you're very adaptable. So any situation, you could, potentially, be thrown into, you'll be able to kind of handle yourself and find your way. But things could happen for you really fast, Gemini, during this Pluto and Aquarius transit. So you really want to be mindful of being prepared, of really utilizing. Now can actually be a good time for you to really utilize the boom in technology, social media, and the internet to educate yourself even further. This could be taking online classes. It's possible you could get a full degree without ever going, to the physically going to the school of your choice. So really utilizing the power, the knowledge at the fingertips of your hands, on your phones, and things of this nature is a really important thing for you during this Pluto and Aquarius transit, Gemini. Gemini is also associated with the youth. as well. So, if you're someone that's young, or if you're a Gemini, you definitely could during this time get back in touch with people from your childhood as well. Old people from your childhood or your growing up years could kind of resurface in some way, shape, or form in your life. Um, and it's just a good time to be open, Gemini. It's a good time to be open to changes, taking risks. It's a good time to be open to maybe moving in completely new directions in your life if you feel. So many different changes are inevitable for you, Pluto, during this Pluto and Aquarius transit, Gemini, and it's an exciting time. All right, and it's an exciting time for you to connect with others, to socialize, to expand your social network. Once again, as a form of learning, as a form of growing, as a form of kind of presenting new opportunities to yourself as well. All right. Next is Taurus. Taurus, you are ruled by Venus, and Taurus is about stability, finances, money, making money, things of this nature, relationships. So Pluto in Aquarius is definitely a good time for you to expand your social network. Pluto in Aquarius is a time for you, Taurus, where you're going to be pushed outside your comfort zones. You're most likely going to be pushed outside your comfort zones, even in terms of your supportive network. So, the people you've always gone to for help, for assistance, you may not necessarily be able to go to those people as much as you used to be able to go to them before. And you may have to create a whole new social supportive system around you. Now, this can be daunting or scary, but this may be something for a lot of you where it's like you kind of slowly transition into it anyway. Where it's like over a period of a few years or months, it's like, okay, I'm in this new normal. And, it kind of is what it is. That's Pluto in Aquarius for you, Taurus. It's about a new normal. All right, so you finding your new normal, particularly in terms of just your actual place in the world. So once again, Pluto in Aquarius is definitely going to push you outside your comfort zones. This could involve traveling, moving to a new job. Um, but it's going to push you outside the comfort zones in terms of maybe you've always gone to mom and dad or grandma or your partner for help or your ex-partner for help. During Pluto and Aquarius, you may not be able to rely so much on those people, and you're going to need to form a new social network, but also a new self-reliance in yourself, in your own abilities. You're going to be pushed to not be stubborn, all right, and to make some changes, all right, in some way, shape, or form. It would be a good time to look into, jobs you can do online, from home, or creating your own online business or something like that. Just maybe as a way to make secondary money, or, secondary income, or a main source of income. All right. Lastly is Aries. Aries. We have gotten to the final zodiac sign of this video. Aries for you, Pluto in Aquarius is definitely going to bring an understanding of that you can still be like powerful. You can still be your fiery self, with your inner light shining bright, but you can also do that, be that, and be in a room full of those same types of people or people on varying levels. The point is that you're all meant to work together. Aries can be very self-focused. Aries is a trailblazer. You'll also be put in positions where you may also find, discover your own leadership skills. All right, in some way, shape, or form. Pluto in Aquarius is an era about activism. It's an era about people looking to other people to be their leaders in some way, shape, or form, or other people to lead, to be the voice of the people in some way, shape, or form. And you may discover in some way, shape, or form that you actually have that within you to be the voice of the people. All right, in some way. This could be you being put in positions of, once again, being a CEO, being a manager, being a supervisor. Once again, the point is to show your leadership skills, but particularly when it comes to leading others. All right. Also, there could be an element here of you being led. All right. Aries can be their own authority, but once again, when it comes to outside authority, that can be an issue. All right. So with Pluto and Aquarius, you're going to have to learn to work with others, but you're also going to have to learn that, it's okay to be different. It's okay to be even better, but at the same time, remembering that everyone has their own strengths, everyone has their own weaknesses, including yourself. And at the end of the day, when we put all those energies together, it can make a very explosive, amazing thing that otherwise would not have been created without the help of all the people involved, including yourself, Aries, once again. All right. So, Aries, Pluto, and Aquarius, you're going to learn it's not all about the self. It's about the self and others too. All right? All right, you guys. This is the Pluto and Aquarius energy, you guys. I mean, like I said, we have a lot going on. We have a whole new generation of people, you know, the generation beta to look forward to. Changes in terms of technology and things of this nature. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking forward to Pluto and Aquarius and all the changes that will come with it. Even if some of those changes might feel a little bit abrasive, all right? I'm with it. But maybe it's because I have a lot of Saturn in my chart and Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and I'm just ready for change, all right? All right, you guys, this is the video. Thank you all for listening and watching. I hope I was able to give you some clarity and insight. Maybe we'll do a part 2. We'll see how things go. We'll see how we transition into the energy. But like I said, I hope I was able to give you some clarity and insight. Definitely keep in touch. If you would like your own personal reading, you know where to contact me, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. I am available for personal readings and I would love to read for you. This is where you can go to book a reading with me. You can text me at 703-791-9162. I do have WhatsApp for international clients as well. You can also email me at lamarr.townsend@gmail.com. However, the best way to reach me is to just visit my website, purchase your reading. I'll get a notification as soon as you purchase your reading, and then we will go from there. Love and light. God bless. I'll see you all in the next video, or I'll see you in your own personal reading, or I'll talk to you in your own personal reading. Either way, I will see you soon or talk to you soon. Love and light, and God bless. And happy change in Aquarius season. Or Pluto in Aquarius. Bye. For now. Psychic with a T, the psychic with a T, that's me. That's me. The one with the T, the one with the T, that's me. That's me. When the planets align, spirit speaks on time, that's me. That's me. When the planets align, spirit speaks on time, that's me. That's me. When the trolls be gone, candle work be strong, that's me. That's me. When the trolls be gone, candle work be strong, that's me. That's me. I don't care what the others say. Let's channel some energy today. I don't care what the others say. Let's channel some energy today. Capricorn, Virgo, Libra strong. This tarot card reading about to be long. Capricorn, Virgo, Libra strong. This tarot card reading about to be long. Psychic with a T, the psychic with a T, that's me. That's me. The one with the T, the one with the T, that's me. That's me. When the planets align, spirit speaks on time, that's me. That's me. When the planets align, spirit speaks on time, that's me. That's me. When the trolls be gone, candle work be strong, that's me. That's me. When the trolls be gone, candle work be strong, that's me. That's me.